Okay. Hi, Andrea.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you very much for coming again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the last time you were here, we talked about our different roles and a little bit about the reasons, why you were here, and what the differences between my role and the role of others. Um, and so for this particular appointment, I think what would actually be really great is to get a little bit more background and hear more about your experience, from your words and your ideas, and just get to know you better. Because I feel like sometimes there are things that we miss when we just go straight into, trying to problem solve, and try to figure out, well, where does all of this come from, and how, I'd love to know more about you. And we always come in with a lot of experiences before, this point in time. And and so is that okay if I ask you some questions about your background and identity?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. hmm
Okay. Okay. Um, so when I talk about background and identity, I mean that could mean lots of things. So it is really all those, lots of different things. And some of these things make it easier or harder for us. But so for now, let's start with things like the communities you belong to, or maybe if you speak a different language, or where your family's from, or your race and ethnic background. If any of these things are like a strong part of your identity, or your gender or sexual orientation or faith or religion. So these are all hitting like these major aspects, but whatever's really most important to you, whatever you feel like this is, part of my identity. This is what makes me me. So, yeah. If you wouldn't mind, sharing some of that with me, that'd be great.
Yeah. Um, so I guess some aspects of about myself that I feel are important are um, well, I mean, I came, from a single parent, low income family home. Uh, I, I don't know who my father is. And um, my mom, my mom's a veteran, and so just kind of um, a disabled vet, and um, so she wasn't able to work, so just and definitely the just lower income status, and uh, not. Um, I guess higher education hasn't really been
Mm,
um, achieved in my family. So I don't know. I think that's an important um, background, or I mean aspect of my background.
mhm,
I mean also, um, where I mean just grew up, in a small town in the Midwest. And I don't know. So, I mean, drinking was a big part of our culture
mhm,
and our just background. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And then I guess, you know, I mean, also, I'm female, and um, being from a small town, I don't know, just kind of dealing with, whatever. gender roles, or uh, females not being as um, I don't know, as strong as males, or just kind of inequalities there, um, or not as capable, I guess.
Mm.
Um, and no, my family's not really, I don't know, we didn't grow up with a strong, I guess, religious background either. Um, yeah, I think those are some some aspects that are important, I guess, of my background.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Those are some big things, having, a mom who's disabled and can't work, and there's probably lots of things connected to that too, as far as, just the ability of things that you can do, and of course, things that she could do for you too. And not having a higher income just for the house, just, that I'm sure limited some things for you that maybe, that you might have wanted to do or participate in, or just, even some basic needs. And then, so you lived in, you said the Midwest? Was
Hmm.
that a small
Hmm.
town?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I've heard this too a lot about small towns, where, yeah, just, drinking, that there just isn't as much to do, I guess, too, but also people are, everybody knows each other usually. Was that the case for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Um, and so are there certain parts of your identity or your background that that you feel um, has made things, a little more challenging with what's happening with you right now, like different stressors, or made a difference with what's happening, like affecting how things are happening?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, I don't know, the fact that, my mom is a disabled vet, and, you know, I don't really feel like I get the supports from her that I could be getting or should be getting, that would be helpful to, you know, what's going on now with Vincent. Um,
Mm,
I think, you know, yeah, just having that family support. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Do you have any other supports or any other family or friends or community members that you are close to or a part of, or that act as a support for you? Even if it's like not everything, but part of your life.
Yeah. So I do, I go, I started going to actually to some support groups of other individuals who are experiencing, um, you know, mental health stuff.
Mm,
Um, because I do have um, depression and bipolar um, disorder, and um, so um, that's been good. It's been nice to to be around some people who may or may not, be going through similar situations or just challenges in general with
mhm.
mental health stuff. Um, yeah, it's been pretty helpful. Um, you know, I mean, of course, it has its challenges here and there, because not everyone there is I mean, everyone has their bad days and stuff there. So, I mean, their bad days and good days and stuff. So, um, I mean, so some aspects might be a little triggering or,
Mhm.
whatever, but for the most part, it's been really supportive to be able to find other people to relate to. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Sounds like you found a little community and that even though they're not always there, it's kind of like family or friends. They're not always there either, but it's great that you can all be understanding of each other, since you're going through some of the things that are the same or that they understand,
Mhm.
is that what you feel that it's a place where you feel more understood?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, back to that piece of, coming from a small town in the Midwest, I mean, it's definitely like, I don't know, like like you mentioned, everyone knows everyone, and it's kind of all about like status and, you know.
Mhm.
So I mean, if you know, I guess experiencing these, things, um, I don't know, it's definitely frowned upon in those smaller towns. So yeah, I'm able to find that support and to feel understood there. Yeah.
Oh, good. So you just mentioned something about status just now too. Is that something that's challenging for you, or I just heard you say it, so I don't know if it is or not.
Yeah, well, I mean, it just goes along with I mean, I guess status just, you know, the lower income or socioeconomic status or um, lower income status. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, that,
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely, I don't know, because like we don't come from money or anything like that. So it makes, um, yeah, it makes a difference in those smaller towns.
Yeah, yeah. Since you had mentioned the low income part is part of your identity, something that you grew up with. So it's good to keep some of these things that are part of your background in mind when we're thinking about brainstorming, problem solving. What's best for you, so that we get a sense of where you're at with things and can keep those in mind and see how some of these things, even the good things or the not so good things, are it's helpful to know, to know
Mhm.
for yourself as we're talking about things. Great.
Yeah.
So we have about another minute. Let's see, I did want to ask if there's anything that's part of that background of and identities that are any other things that are more stressful or concerning for you,
Um,
or that make it harder on you?
yeah. I think those are just the main things. You know, just because we come from a, family that doesn't have a lot of money, um, you know, maybe not having as much access to things as I would like to, and then also the small town piece of, you know, not feeling understood or anything like that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Mhm.
thank you very much for sharing. I think we'll stop here for now, and then we'll get more into maybe your relationships next time, if that's okay.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah,
Great. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
yeah. Thanks.
Bye.